Hey everybody, G4 Video 5 here, and welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto 3. In this part, we will be completing Ray Machowski's missions, except for the mission marked Man.
That scumbag, McCaffrey! He took more bribes than anyone. He thinks he's gonna get an honorable discharge if he turns state evidence. He just squealed. He's under armed protection in Witch's property down in Newport, some apartment behind a car park. Torch that place. That's it. Flush him out and you hunt him down. Make sure he never talks to nobody.
So Ray Machowski is a corrupt police officer who is conducting his business in more ways than one here in the public bathrooms of Belleville Park. And it may seem a little weird at first, but I guess it makes sense, because Ray would like to lay as low as possible while these shady dealings are going on behind the scenes. Although these days it's not really working out too well for him, as his former partner in crime, quite literally, named Leon McCaffrey, is revealing some compromising information about Ray, so we have to silence Leon McCaffrey by first throwing a grenade into the window of his witness protection housing unit, and by throwing a grenade in there, that forces Leon out of the building, although I'm pulling out my M16 to just instantly destroy the Sentinel that he's driving. Normally you would have to chase him around Staunton Island and try destroying his vehicle by crashing into him or performing a drive-by, but I much prefer tickling him to death with the M16.
Hey, kid, over here! An old army buddy of mine runs a business in Rockford. We saw action in Nicaragua back when the country knew what it was doing. Anyway, some cartel scum roughed him up yesterday. Said they'd be back for some of his stock today. He's gonna need backup, and in return, I'll give you knockdown rates on any hardware you buy. I'd go myself, but the old sciatica's playing up. So, good luck.
So as a side note to what we have going on here, I think that the worst part about Ray's missions isn't what we have to do during these missions. In fact, I find these missions quite fun. But I think the worst part is what sometimes happens during these cutscenes, where you'll see Ray sitting directly on the toilet in these public bathrooms, which I know in some areas of the world, public restrooms aren't that terribly awful. But this is Liberty City at 1 a.m. that we're talking about here. I mean, it just makes me a little sick thinking about it. Imagine the smell.
You're out to the email crew.
Great phone ahead, but I thought there'd be more of you. Can't believe those yellow-belly bastards left me without proper cover again. Well, 3 arms are better than 1, so grab whatever you need. Those Columbians will be here any minute.
So this thick, one-armed fiend is named Phil Cassidy, and he is a recurring character in the 3D-era Grand Theft Auto games. And what we have to do in this mission is protect him from Colombian cartel gang members that are going to be attacking his base of operations. So we're going to be using this rocket launcher that's located on the top of the shipping container, and with a few carefully placed shots, we can make quick work of these Colombian cartel gang members.
Hey, if I teamed up with you in Nicaragua, maybe I'd still have my arm. If you need any firepower, just drop by and take what you need from the lockers. Leave the cash under the bench. Now get out of here. I'll handle the cops.
So after completing this mission, we can now purchase the M16, the shotgun, and the rocket launcher from this place. So this place is kind of like an unmarked ammunition for high-powered weaponry, which really turns my pants into shorts there. And speaking of such things, we also have this special bulletproof barracks OL that only spawns during this mission. So now that I've completed this mission, I'm going to take this thing on over to my safe house.
I know a real important man in town, a soft touch with, shall we say, exotic tastes and the money to indulge them. He's involved in a legal matter, and the prosecution has some rather embarrassing photos of him at a morgue party or something. The evidence is being driven across town. You are going to have to ram that car and collect each little bit of evidence as it falls out. When you've got it all, leave it in the car and torch it. We're both going to do pretty well out of this, kid.
Ooh, so it seems that we're getting involved into some heavy-duty stuff, as apparently the evidence that we're collecting during this mission involves packages of photographs of a high-powered figure in Liberty City at a morgue party. So, as you would imagine, if these photographs were to get into the wrong hands, or maybe the right hands by the sounds of things, I don't know, but needless to say, it would ruin this person's career, and that would not be in Claude's best interest, as this high-powered figure will be offering Claude missions after completing this mission. So, it is in our best interest to help this guy out, even if he is a bit of a weirdo creep. But in the meantime, though, what we are doing is ramming into this bobcat that is erratically driving around Staunton Island, and this bobcat will spawn usually in the southern section of Staunton Island, and it's just kind of random as to where he spawns and where he's going to end up driving. So I would just recommend having a sports vehicle on hand so you can quickly catch up to this thing as he drops these packages after specifically you ram into this thing. And the reason why I word it like that is because this bobcat will most likely crash into walls or crash into other drivers or into stoplights or light posts. And whenever he does any of those things, he will not drop packages. He will only drop packages if you ram into him. And a suggestion when ramming into him is to try to spin out his vehicle, so that way, when he begins driving away again while recovering from the spin out, he will not gain that much distance on you, making it easier to catch up to him, compared to if you were to just directly ram into the backside of his vehicle, as that would not impede his speed all that much, and he would be able to maintain his positioning on the road to allow himself to gain more distance on you in comparison to the spin-out method. So that's just a suggestion there. Now that we've collected these 6 packages, despite the police attention harassing us, we now have to destroy our vehicle. And you will always have to destroy whatever vehicle you use to collect the final package. So in this case, we have to destroy this Banshee that we were using. And this thing's already pretty beaten up, but by using the shotgun, we destroyed this thing no problem. So I like taking it back on over to the safe house because you won't have to worry about police officers spawning around you. And, it just makes doing this mission that much easier because it's already very high octane and dangerous enough as it is.
I think my partner's a rat! We gotta shut him up permanently! He goes fishing out of his boat near the lighthouse on Portland Rock most nights. Steal a police boat! Make sure his backstabbing plans are sunk! I want him sleeping with the fishes, not eating them!
So as a way of hopefully preventing another Leon McCaffrey situation, it seems that Ray is highly suspicious of his current partner on the police force, so he would like us to kill him. And the way we're going to do that is not by the way that the game is intending for us to do it, as we will be branching off from the objective path after entering the police boat that is docked by Callahan Point, which is actually the same location that we met Azuka and met up with Maria during the mission Last Requests for Salvatore Leone. So the reason why we're even entering this police boat in the first place is because Ray's partner will not spawn until you enter this police boat, so it is a required portion of the mission, but from that point, it's free game as to what you want to do. So what the game intends for us to do is to continue using this police boat to use the machine gun turrets that are on it to shoot down and chase after Ray's partner in the open ocean, which is pretty cool in its own right, but we've already seen how that works during the mission Paparazzi Purge for Azuka, so I don't really feel too bad about skipping out on showing it off during this mission. So now that we've entered the boat, we're going to enter our vehicle, our car, and head on over to Portland Harbor, as we will be sniping Ray's partner. So the way this is going to work is not by how you would imagine it working, as you would think that by pulling out a sniper, you could just kill Ray's partner right then and there by sniping him in the head or something, but unfortunately it's not going to work that way. Instead, what we're going to do is use the sniper rifle to destroy the boat that Ray's partner is currently fishing in, so it's a bit of a silly sequence that ends up playing out, but I like it a lot. I do enjoy this mission, not only because we're going to these different landmarks that were fairly significant during our triumphs, or maybe lack of triumphs, in Portland, as you had the Calipan Point setting, and then you also have this section of Portland over here, this lighthouse area that is behind Salvatore Leone's mansion. And I've always liked this area. I appreciate Liberty City Stories for incorporating that lighthouse area in a more significant way than in this game. So, anyways though, we do have this little cutscene that plays out, and we had to shoot the boat twice with the sniper rifle before this cutscene played using our method. But after that cutscene plays, where that guy fishes, technically, by throwing grenades into the ocean, I guess that's how you fish in Liberty City, but yeah, from here we can just use the sniper rifle to shoot at this boat, and a recommendation would be to shoot at the bottom half of the boat when the boat is moving from side to side, but when the boat is moving towards you, it is best to aim at the tip of the boat.
You useless bastard! You totally messed up! My ass is on the line, and you can't even kill a goddamn fly! I paid you good money to kill that witness, and he ain't dead! And today he's gonna make a federal deposition! He's being moved any second now from the Carson General Hospital up in Rockford. If he squeals, I squeal!
No, man, Claude might have to go to a chiropractor after this part. I mean, apparently the power of Robert Loggia's voice and aggressiveness was just too much for him. His spine and back was getting all bent backwards again, like with Kenji's missions. So, that cutscene's just another instance where I find Claude's body language quite hilarious. And honestly, this mission is quite funny, because what we have to do is re-kill Leon McCaffrey, which isn't the funny part, but apparently our M16 destroying the vehicle he was driving wasn't good enough. So, you see that right there? You see how the ambulance just poops out Leon McCaffrey's body? And, you know, that's what we have to do in this mission. We have to re-kill Leon McCaffrey by destroying the cast somehow. And what a lot of people do is use a rocket launcher. I personally prefer using my car to run him over, because you get things like that happen, but then you get instances like this where it's just like a smooth run over and it doesn't really cause you any issues. So, I don't know, this mission is just wild and wacky, and that's what the gruesome physique of Leon McCaffrey looks like, so yeah, it's pretty awful. Then you get a closer look at his face. I mean, it's like a horror film type of thing, and then he just disappears into the abyss. So, yeah, it's a wild sequence of events. I really like Ray's missions, but we cannot do his final mission just yet. We actually have to do a few missions for Donald Love before we gain access to that final mission for Ray, so that's what we're going to be doing in the next part. We're going to be doing some of Donald Love's missions, and then we're going to finish off Ray's final mission. So that's what we'll be doing in the next part, and that completes this part, so until then, I will see you next time.